The center court at Sobeys Stadium was electric. 10,000 fans packed every seat, their eyes fixed on the young woman who had just done the impossible. Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old from Quezon City, had just delivered a masterclass performance that left the tennis world in awe. But it wasn't just the victory that stunned everyone. It was how she did it. She dismantled the player who had just stunned the Wimbledon champion. She made it look effortless. And when the final ball hit the court, the entire tennis establishment stood up and took notice. The Filipina sensation had just proven that her reign was only just beginning, and the world was watching. Toronto, Canada, August 2026. The script had been written. Alycia Eala, fresh off her historic WTA 500 title at the DC Open, was scheduled to face the woman who had beaten her twice this year, Linda Noskova, the reigning Wimbledon champion and world number 6. The tennis world had circled this match as the blockbuster of the tournament. A rematch, a chance for revenge, a battle between two of the sport's rising stars. But Caty McNally had other plans. The unseeded American, ranked number 70 in the world, walked on a court 7 with nothing to lose and everything to prove. What she did next sent shockwaves through the tournament. She stunned Noskova 7-65, 6-1, dismantling one of the hottest players on the WTA Tour. The victory was McNally's biggest win of the season, a statement that she belonged on the big stage. "Come watch us. I'm so excited to play with her. It's going to be a great time," McNally said after the match, already looking ahead to her next challenge. The upset changed everything. Instead of a rematch between Eala and Noskova, fans would now witness a first-time meeting between two players at completely different points in their careers. Eala was riding a 6-match winning streak, riding the momentum of her breakthrough WTA 500 title and her climb to a career-high world number 20 ranking. McNally was a doubles specialist. She had won 9 WTA doubles titles, sharing 3 of them with her compatriot Coco Gauff, but had struggled to find consistency in singles. The stage was set for a clash of styles, and the tennis world was eager to see if the Eala phenomenon would continue. Before Eala could even think about McNally, she had to exorcise a demon. In the second round, she faced Alycia Parks, the same player who had handed her a devastating defeat at the Australian Open in January. Parks had won that match 0-6, 6-3, 6-2, sending Eala home in tears. It was a loss that had haunted her for 7 long months. But this was a different Eala. She was no longer the nervous teenager who had been overwhelmed by the moment. She was a champion. The match was a battle of contrasts. Eala dominated the first set 6-1, but Parks fought back to win the second set 6-4. The atmosphere was electric. "It's going to be crazy," McNally had said earlier, predicting the crowd's reaction. "I'm expecting a full crowd and every single person cheering for her, and my little team cheering for me." The Filipino fan army had turned Sobeys Stadium into a sea of Philippine flags. The chant of Eala echoed through the stadium, and every point was met with a roar. But Parks was resilient, using her booming serves. She hit 10 aces compared to Eala's 2 to stay in the match. The decisive set was a test of nerves. Eala took a 2-0 lead, but Parks broke back to level the score at 2-2. Then Eala did what champions do. She broke Parks in the 5th game, held serve, broke again, and then closed out the match with a powerful rally that ended with Parks's return hitting the net. The final score was 6-1, 4-6, 6-2. Eala raised her right fist in triumph before turning to the crowd and making a heart-shaped gesture with her hands. After the match, Eala was emotional as she addressed the crowd. "Kamusta kayo ngayon, Toronto? Iwagayway inyo ang mga bandila inyo. Patinjan," she said, waving her arms to encourage the fans. "There's so many Filipinos in the crowd tonight, so many flags. Thank you." She became tearful as she expressed her gratitude. "Alamin niyo mga kababayan, Linggo-linggo kao kayo nakikita, sinusuportahan ako. Linggo-linggo kao nakikita kang gano enipsilono kamahal ang kapwa enipsilono Pinoy. Kaya proud na proud ako na maging Pinoy. Maraming salamat mga kababayan, mahal ko kaong kleho." The crowd erupted in cheers. "I am eternally grateful." I just came from Washington, so this really feels like a celebration, she added. The victory over Parks set up the third-round showdown with McNally, a player who had just achieved the biggest win of her career. McNally, a doubles specialist, was not to be underestimated. She had reached the quarterfinals 3 times this year, at Memphis, Libima Open, and Eastbourne, and had won the doubles title at the WTA 500 Charleston Open alongside partner Desiree Crouchick. But the upset over Noskova had given her newfound confidence. I just embraced everything, she said after the match. For sure, it's really special to play against these great players. McNally was well aware of what awaited her. Come watch us. I'm so excited to play with her. It's going to be a great time, she had said, embracing the challenge of playing in front of a hostile crowd. She knew that Eala mania had taken over Toronto. Tournament director Carl Hale had admitted that the demand for tickets was unprecedented for a player ranked outside the top 5, and organizers had sold out center court within minutes of Eala's appearance being confirmed. McNally understood that she would be playing against not just Eala, but also a stadium full of passionate fans. It's going to be crazy, she said. I'm expecting a full crowd and every single person cheering for her, and my little team cheering for me. But it's going to be a great experience no matter what. The matchup was a clash of styles. McNally was known for her net play and volleying, a classic all-court game honed through years of double success. Eala was a left-handed baseliner, known for her aggressive returns and fearless mindset. McNally's best ranking was world number 50 in singles and number 11 in doubles. She was 24 years old, 3 years older than Eala, and carried a 14-8 record for the season. In contrast, Eala had a 35-18 record and had already beaten 9 top 10 opponents in 2026. When the match began, it was clear that Eala was in a different class. She had the crowd, the momentum, and the confidence of a player who had already conquered the world's best. McNally fought hard, showcasing the defensive skills that had made her a doubles champion, but Eala was relentless. The Filipina's aggressive returns dismantled McNally's net game, forcing the American to retreat to the baseline. Eala's left-handed serve stayed low and tricky, making it difficult for McNally to attack. The Filipino fan army was in full voice, with every point from Eala greeted by a roar that shook the stadium. The scoreline told the story of Eala's dominance. She broke McNally's serve repeatedly, winning the match in straight sets and delivering a performance that left the tennis world speechless. The victory extended Eala's winning streak to 7 matches in the North American hardcourt swing. She had now won 5 consecutive matches and improved her record against American opponents on the hardcourts. Tournament officials were left in awe of the atmosphere, with projections suggesting that 8 out of 10 fans in attendance were of Filipino heritage. Eala's rise was no longer a surprise. It was a phenomenon. She's a great ball striker, a great player, a great competitor, Jessica Pegula had said after losing to Eala in the DC Open final. To see the amazing fans follow you everywhere you go, it's not fun to play against. The victory over McNally was another statement that Eala belonged among the sport's elite. She was not just a fan favorite. She was a legitimate threat to win the biggest titles in the sport. The victory over McNally was more than just a win. It was a moment that encapsulated the changing landscape of tennis. Eala had proven that she could handle the pressure, overcome the ghosts of the past, and deliver on the biggest stage. The Filipino fan army had taken over Toronto, selling out center court and creating an atmosphere that was unlike anything the tournament had ever seen. We've never seen a player ranked outside the top 5 have this type of effect, Hill admitted. The Eala effect had become a global phenomenon. It had started in Miami, where Eala became the first wild card in WTA history to defeat 3 major champions in straight sets at a single tournament. It had exploded at Wimbledon, where she upset the defending champion IGA Swiatek in the 3rd round. And now, in Toronto, it had reached a fever pitch. American tennis star-turned-podcaster Andy Roddick called it Eala mania. Eala mania is fun. When you have watch parties in arenas around your country for a 4th-round match, I'm in, he said. Eala's journey from Quezon City to the world stage was a testament to the power of perseverance, passion, and the unwavering support of a community. She had broken barriers for Philippine tennis, showing that players from developing tennis nations could compete with the world's best. She had inspired a generation of young Filipinos to pick up a racket and dream of greatness. The victory over McNally was the next chapter in a story that was only just beginning. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the sold-out stadiums of Toronto, Alexandra Eala proved that champions aren't defined by their titles. They're defined by the legends they inspire and the communities they unite. The tennis world is standing up, but the Philippines is already standing tall.